everyone, welcome to another episode of Unlock Project. I'm your host, Desmond. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Today, I'm gonna clear up the table because I will need quite a bit of space to show you guys what we have in store for you this evening. We are going to unlock for this particular episode. We're going to talk about GodHand. Yes, and all these tools from GodHand. So without further ado, let's proceed. The very first, definitely the cutter mat. Yeah. So as you guys know, normally what we have, this is what we normally use. Then the glass mat that we have over here from GodHand, definitely made of glass. Do not want to scratch it or anything. But if you see clearly this back layer, you can actually see the imprintement, the lines, which concurrent is something which is over here. Yeah, if we're gonna cut our normal mat. Yeah, but after a while you start seeing lines and things like that, especially over here. So before we carry on, let me help this cutter mat and place on the knobs, the silicone knobs to protect the base. But of course, I got to mention that it's slightly smaller compared to the A4 size version. So what we would want to see is if there will be cuts. Let's try this really gently first, yeah, shall we? Pretty. This is actually the GodHand 2 filing stick, but it's just the stick itself, the board. Okay, so this is the stick where we will put the sandpaper here. Then we found, okay, gonna press this down, and we're doing a cut on the cutter mat. Over here, the cutter mat actually, from the knife you're using, you actually leave a scratch. I would say it's fine, it's good, but comparatively, if we're gonna put it here, we will definitely not hear the sound of the knife. So we'll have something to try the scratching. And now we will put this sandpaper onto the file. Yeah. So it's quite simple. Cut it, paste it. If the area is small enough, for example this side of the file, I don't have to do this anymore. What I can do is, using this, I can file it like this. See? Save a lot of time and more. I do not need to get a certain angle for the filing stick. All I just need to do, which could take a bit of time, would be cutting the sandpaper and mounting it onto the sanding stick. Comparatively, in terms of the weight, it's almost the same. So, file which I got, which is also GodHand's file, slightly smaller. So this is 5mm. So the difference is, so when we file with tools like this, if we gonna sometime by using files like this, we accidentally damage the site. What's the difference between this GodHand file is that one side is the file, as usual, this side is round. So we will keep a distance away from this portion. So if I'm going to sand like this, okay, as you can see, the damage is actually reduced. So I'm not doing a lot of damage, and this is one of the reasons why I got this. This is definitely much lighter compared to this.
even though if you look at it, it's like quite thick and bulky. Right? It is way lighter, so this will definitely maybe comes in handy. But the only thing that it doesn't come with a brush. My co-host actually got another one.
Bought a tool, and I love this one because it's a 4-set. This is not a tool, this is a sanding board. Okay, sanding board.
So the only thing is his is slightly bigger, like almost the size of this, and it comes with a brush. Most important tool of all, the Napier. Yeah, when you purchase a GodHand product, you normally have the holographic sticker over here and over here. Ooh, this is really light. We have the cover made of soft leather. We can apply the coat of oil to protect our cutter and we actually slip it in just like this. Okay, which most of our cutters which you get outside we do not have. The only difference between these two, or so you say there's actually a lot of difference, but based on the cutting capability or the blade, this old cutter that I have is actually 2 blades. So it's 1 blade over here as you can see and another blade over here. So what happens for 2 blades when we do a cutting? When we cut, you notice that it actually have a V bend because when we nip it off, it creates a V. Although it's flat on this surface, which is over here. Yeah, as you can see, it leaves a bit of stress, quite a lot of stress mark. It is the V shape created when we press down on the nipple. Comparatively to this, if you take a closer look, the blade is here. This is the blade, very thin piece of blade. That's why GodHand is kind of ranked number 1 in hobby building, but due to the thin blade, it's also quite fragile. This is a one-sided nipple. The amount of strength that you're going to use will affect the stress mark when you're using GodHand. So as you can see, after using different strength, I have stress mark, and I still can remove it with GodHand. Whew, this is something really good. If I'm going to drop this on the floor like that, the blade will chip. As I mentioned earlier, it's really thin and fragile. I'll snap the blade. Yeah, unlike this, I need to stress a lot of strength into it. And you can see it turns white over here due to the strain. If I'm going to move in slightly more, there is still strain marks. So I'm gonna move to the back of the blade, which is, I think I can continue to use this as my secondary, or for me to remove it from the runners. And GodHand will help me to remove the knobs.
Next, we will unbox, or should I say try it out, the drilling bit from GodHand. So as you can see from here, this is the drilling bit. Okay, this is the PB98ST. Then for the drilling bit set, I have the set A, okay, which ranges from 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. But of course, the bit head drilling bits are actually the same, as in the same in terms of type. This is set A. Set B over here will be 1.0 all the way up to 3.0. Slim, then it goes bigger and bigger. Set C. This is an 8-piece drill bit. So I have 1.1 all the way up to 1.9. 9-piece drill bit. So this is something similar to our screwdriver at home. We can use it like this. We can use it like this. This will be the cap. So this will be the holder from the manual. Okay, there's another part. So let me put this back in. So here comes the base. Below we bring GodHand. Ta-da! So these are the 2 bits. I think these are actually the holder. So if you increase in size, then you need to change which one to actually hold your drilling bit. So the one at the back over here, this is at the back. Okay, so this part over here holds 2.5 to 3.2. The gap is wider. This other guy holds 1.2 to 2.0.
narrowed out, but here 0.1 to 1.2. At this end, 2.0 to 2.5. This drilling bit tube, which is the handle, right? Made in Japan. Apparently inside there is this catch, so when you close it up, you can't really close it unless you put a bit of force to make sure the threads meet and stuff. Okay, let's try with set A here. It's a 5-piece drilling bit, as I mentioned. So this is the 0.5. Look at how thin it is. This one over here is 0.8. Ooh, look at how fine it is. Spend a lot on this particular set of drilling bits. So now let's take a look at same thing. All of them, as you can see, since this is 1.0, the thickness is thicker because different thickness goes with a different holder, and it keeps swapping them around. Last but not least, we have set C, which is an 8-piece. Oh yes, initially I was thinking of getting a set D as well, but then looking at the sizes, I don't really think I should get it because set A, B and C covers majority of the size. Then this is 8-piece set starting from 1.1 all the way to 1.9. This is the 0.5. I think it's too fine that you will not be able to see. So let me zoom in on this for you, maybe from here. Yeah. As you can see, plastic is coming off, the drilling bit's working, and okay, the hole will be over here, coming out. There, it's sharp. Okay, got through, and this is actually the parts which comes off, so you can see from here. During customization, we will use this because some of our Gunpla parts, they have round circular models which we can drill it, to put in a new acrylic rod so that we can have a new expansion by adding on to whatever plates that we have. Okay, these are the pieces. Having a bigger bit, you can't really drill through the normal runner. Packaging over here, they tell you it's 2.5, 3.0, which nozzle head you're supposed to use. They could actually engrave it somewhere, like somewhere here, so that it's easier for you to identify. Weight wise, kind of heavy because majority of this whole tool itself is metal. This portion is silicone. These 3 sets are all made from China. For some of the viewers out there, you must be wondering, hey, there's still threads here. Are you able to actually screw them all the way in? Nope. This is the maximum you can go. I'm gonna repeat and emphasize the bits are from I'm not sure if you will see. Yeah, from this angle you see that this protruding base. You can actually stack them together and voila! See? So they really put a lot of consideration in as well.
So there you have it, everyone. Our review on the GodHand tools. It's within the expectation, I would say. Just a bit of disappointment would be for the glass mat, which is seen earlier. If you exert too much force when you're cutting out the mat, you will kind of scratch it, okay, at the end of the day. And secondly, why it fell below the expectation, maybe probably the reason being that it's actually made in China rather than made in Japan. So most of the product that we do know and we understand is that the nipple is made in Japan. Foul with the curved hemisphere foul is also made in Japan. And last but not least, these filing sticks, they are also made in Japan. Feel kind of cheated because I paid quite a lot for the cutting mat. Thank you everyone for watching our video, especially this episode on the tools review from GodHand. And do remember to give us a like, remember to subscribe on the notification bell, and not forget to give us a comment at the bottom. And see you next episode. Bye!